Hey, welcome to Sign to a JW. This is Sign to number 64, Values. So, as you can tell, this is not my normal setting for my nightly videos, but finally got to California, sitting in my mother-in-law's backyard with this giant flamingo floating around in the pool, which is weird as heck, and my 200-pound German Shepherd that is hanging out. But anyways, I wanted to knock out my daily video. I woke up early, a little bit jet lagged, and because of that, I was listening to my motivational videos, listening to some inspirational videos this morning, while I was trying to get some stuff completed. And Eric Thomas had one that came on this morning, great one. I shared it on my regular Facebook page, John JW, so you can go watch about 5.5 minutes of straight greatness. But we're talking about values, so without repeating necessarily what he said, I wanted to talk on why, one, his message is so spot on, and two, overall, how I know that my values kind of screwed some things up in my past life. I say my previous life, before I made the mental change to do with what I am doing now. But my values were off. My values were not where they should have been, and I realize that now because of the mistakes that I made previously and the failures that I had. I had this mental kind of image of where, or not where, but what the role is of a man, or what the role is of a husband, the role of a father, that societal norms kind of throw on us, and completely wrong, and because of that, I know that's one of the reasons that both of my previous marriages were unsuccessful, and why I have a different relationship with my other children than I do with my current children, and or current children with my current marriage. I mean, but because of that, I look at the things that I did wrong, the things that I made mistakes in, and it's because I had this image that so many individuals do, and I know so many individuals still have this, of what a man's role is, what a husband's role is, what a father's role is within the family, within the structure of that family. And look, like, you might need to realize, you might need to look at it, and there are some things that you might have to change if you really want to become successful. Because at the end of the day, I look at, if all the little things are taken care of, the big things will be taken care of overall. And the values is one of those little things that we take for granted all the time. And because of that, my values were not in alignment with where my goals were, where my goals needed to be. And I know that the one thing that's making my life, one, successful, two, my marriage successful now, is because my goals are in alignment. They're in complete alignment with where I want to go in my future, where I want to go in the path to success, and the things that I do differently now as a husband, a father, and as a man overall, help me, and are the reasons that I'm able to do what I'm doing, and are the reasons that I am happy and in love and successful in my relationship. If I never become monetary wealthy, I will be completely fine with that, because on the flip side, I know that the wealth that I have within my family and within the organization of my family is richer than anything that I could ever imagine and ever dream of. And I know that because of my past mistakes. I know what it's like to be married and hate, the other person that you are technically married to, and to have a strained relationship with your children because of the relationship, that you have with that spouse type thing. And because of that, I know the downside of it, and I know the upside of it. And it's unfortunate, and that's why I try to tell, in other individuals, one of my other videos, learn from others' mistakes. I was lucky to learn from my own mistakes on it, and really make that change in where my values were, to ensure that this marriage is successful, this relationship is successful, this time around being a father is more successful than it is with my other children from previous marriages. But his message that he was talking about this morning is just, so many individuals think that because of what the societal norm is, that's the way it's supposed to be, and when they go against the grain, well, that's not what the man does, and that's not what this says. Who says society? I mean, look, there's a lot of things that society say that doesn't mean that you automatically go with it. I mean, if you're not able to think for yourself and realize that sometimes, what is said out there isn't the truth and isn't the right way, then you probably need more help than some of these self-help videos, that I'm trying to throw out there for you, and others are trying to throw out there for you, because your mental image of things is completely skewed altogether. But I think about it, and I know I'm snickering a little bit, but it's because I was also I also had that image of what I thought it was, and because of that, like I said, that's what made me not successful in the ways that I needed to become successful. And luckily enough, I finally have fixed that and finally changed that and ensure that my values are on in accordance with where I want to go in life. And I say that to you also, if you aren't there, if your goals aren't, or sorry, if your values are not in line with where your goals are and not where you want to be overall successful, look, it's never too late to change. Okay, I'm 32 years old, and I was married and divorced twice before the age of 23. You can fix it. You can change, you can adjust, and you can make things better overall for yourself. And you can change your values. You can look at where you were and the things that didn't make you successful, and you can adjust. It's on you though. If you don't want to make those changes and you don't realize that you need to, or it's not going to be successful, then guess what? You're not going to be. But don't get upset about the situation that you're putting yourself in. Realize that you're putting yourself there, and if you really want some change, then you got to make that change overall. And if you want your values to be in line with your overall goals, and you want to make sure that your values are where they need to be, you got to make that change. And if you are that individual out there that your values are already locked on, hey, that's great, because honestly we need more individuals in society that have great values and can be an example overall to one, not only yourself, within your family, but overall, when you have great values, people notice that, people realize that, people see that, and they want to imitate it, and it's great, because at the end of the day, once they try to they start to imitate it and they realize that when they do that, they too become successful, then it just spreads, and that's exactly what we need. So at the end of the day, make sure your values are in line with where you want to go in life. And if they're not, and you're realizing, that they're not there, make those changes, fix it, adjust. If not, at the end of the day, you are not going to be successful. At the end of the day, you might find monetary wealth someday, but inside, you're going to be a horrible person still, and you will not be where you want to overall. You'll only kind of be where you want to be, and you're going to have a crap life on the family side, the love side, the internal, and everything will be external for you. Everything will be materialistic, and nothing will be something that you can actually hold on to inside that really means something overall. So if you need to fix it, fix it. If you're on point right now, hey, keep doing exactly what you're doing overall. But I definitely know that the reason that I am where I am today is because I adjusted my values and I fixed them because of my previous mistakes in life. And I'm so glad that I did it, because if I didn't do that, right, I know that this marriage would not be successful. I know that I would not have a phenomenal relationship with my wife and my son and my unborn child already. So I'm glad that I've adjusted. I know that even my relationships with my other children is better today than it was a few years ago, just because of the changes that I've made overall. So look, learn from others' mistakes, ensure that you do. If your values are off, fix them, and if they're not, keep doing what you're doing. So until my next video, thanks for watching Decide and Do number 64, Values.